Matchday 25 in La Liga. EA Sports kicked off with the game between Celta and Osasuna at the Abanca Balaidos. These two sides separated by 5 places in the standings, but just 3 points. A win for Celta would see them go level on points with the side from Pamplona. Ahead of the game, Iago Aspas was given the award for Celta Player of the Year for 2024. And the game would get underway in Galicia. It was a bright start to the matchup for Osasuna. Definitely on the front foot. Osasuna coming into this one undefeated in their last 5 La Liga fixtures, but 4 of those ending in 1-1 draws, including their last game at home against Real Madrid. Celta coming into this one off the back of a 1-1 draw themselves, away at the Rio de Metropolitano against Atletico de Madrid. Osasuna, as we say, did start on the front foot. Ante Budimir with that first chance going wide of the goal. Next up was Brian Zaragoza, who was picked out in behind in space, but he could only hit the side netting. Due to the suspensions of Jesus Areso and Aimar Oroz, Osasuna opted to go with the back 5 on the day, which saw Brian Zaragoza playing up front alongside Ante Budimir. Moy Gomez coming in for Aimar Oroz, and his set piece was initially cleared away for a corner. The second ball back in had to be parried away as well by the Celta back line, including Ante Budimir asking for a handball here from Hugo Sotelo. Not that the Celta midfielder actually knew too much about it, as we can see here. Would have been quite a harsh call, that, but ultimately it was ruled out by the referee. Osasuna travelling to Vigo with only 1 win in their previous 12 La Liga fixtures. Abel Bretones was one of the 4 players coming into the starting 11 today in the changes made by Vicente Moreno. He was brought down here by Marcos Alonso. Was expecting the Celta defender to be shown a yellow card, but he wasn't. And that free kick from Brian Zaragoza almost caught out Guaita, but it was just wide of the back post. Celta, about 25 minutes into the game, really did manage to find their feet and have a bit more of the possession. It was up to 70% possession by that point in Osasuna's favour. Celta having to get back into it, and they responded with this chance here. Ilaix Moriba, not too far away, but just rolling the ball past the wrong side of the post. Rubén Peña was starting on the right-hand side. He almost picked out Moy Gomez here. The ball would ultimately drop for Brian Zaragoza, who snatched at the shot and failed to hit the target. And he was slowly growing in frustration, the Bayern Munich loanee, as the minutes went by. A bit of his decision-making, not the best. Yeah, just trying to get the shot away as quickly as he could. Celta really throwing bodies forward in the final stages of the first half. Here, Borja Iglesias was the main target, but Jorge Rando did well to clear it away for a corner kick. Ball ultimately dropping for Ilaix Moriba. His effort straight into the chest of Ante Budimir. Claudio Giraldez opted to make 3 changes to the starting 11 with regards to their last game against Atletico de Madrid. One of those was Ilaix Moriba coming into midfield, as we saw had the last chance. Fer Lopez, though, was shown the first yellow card of the game, and in fact the only booking of the game here, for bringing down Sergio Herrera when he was trying to break on the counter, or at least start the counter for Osasuna. Lovely ball in from Fer Lopez himself, found Borja Iglesias, who tried to turn and shoot, but he would have been just offside, the man on loan from Real Betis. Fer Lopez starting up front, or in that front 3, alongside Svedberg and Iglesias, ahead of Iago Aspas, yet not ready to play the full 90 for Celta. Mingueza, though, was next, and he forced the first real save out of Sergio Herrera in the first half. Somehow, between a sea of red shirts, Svedberg able to pick out Mingueza, was playing as the left wing back on the day for Celta, hitting it first time, but straight at Herrera. The final chance, though, of the half here was Svedberg, who was picked out by Fer Lopez. The ball actually coming off the back of Enzo Boyomo. But luckily for Herrera, who came off his line, he was bang on the money and hit the ball rather than the shin of Svedberg, and it was not a foul, or what would have been potentially a red card. Good goalkeeping a long way off his line from Herrera. Images now of the second 45. And Budimir here was just outmuscled by Javi Rodriguez. Before Bretones fouled the Celta centre-half. And Budimir, who with his goal from the penalty spot last weekend against Real Madrid, is now level with legendary Osasuna striker Sabino on 57 top-flight goals for the club. The joint record at the club. No one has scored more than Sabino and Budimir in the top flight in Osasuna's history. Budimir looking to break that record. Sergio Carreira then had Celta's first chance of the second half. A lovely diagonal ball here from Marcos Alonso. And the right wing back cutting onto his left foot and letting fly. Herrera having to get a hand to it. Lucas Torro would then link up with Brian Zaragoza, who again snatched at the shot really from outside the penalty area rather than trying to lay it off for Budimir. He went for glory and put it wide of the back post. There were then shouts for a handball at the other end, in the other penalty area, but the referee was never going to give a penalty for this, as it came off the boot. First of Abel Bretones, and then Moy Gomez would commit the foul. That free kick was played in by Alonso, and Borja Iglesias did well to find himself completely unmarked at the back post. Just couldn't keep the header down. Superb delivery, though, from Marcos Alonso. There was an awkward moment then at the back when Herrera's goal kick was played straight back to him by Moncayola. Herrera tried to hit it first time and ended up conceding a corner. Definitely one for the highlight reel, but for all the wrong reasons for Osasuna. It was then Svedberg who had this chance parried away by Herrera. The corner was played in by Sotelo. Catena's clearance dropping straight for Svedberg. Seemed like it was just going wide, but Herrera not willing to take any chances. Play was then temporarily halted as something was thrown onto the pitch at Sergio Herrera, which led to Celta, at the referee's instruction, having to send a message out around the ground to stop the fans from throwing things onto the field of play. Herrera would then respond by denying Svedberg from close range, but the Celta midfielder was offside by a considerable margin. Wouldn't have been a goal regardless, but a brilliant save from Herrera, as we see from the replay there. The first change was then made by Celta. Fer Lopez was replaced by Iago Aspas. He came off the bench in Celta's last game to score from the penalty spot against Atlético de Madrid. Little did he know he would come on to do the same here against Osasuna just a couple of minutes after coming on, as he found some space in the box, played the ball back across, and Borja Iglesias was brought down, heavily caught by Lucas Torró. No real question marks about that penalty. And having just come on, not more than 2 or 3 minutes, Iago Aspas would step up to take the penalty and bury it. So for 2 games in a row, Celta taking the lead thanks to a penalty scored from super sub Iago Aspas. His 8th La Liga goal this season. He's now just 1 goal away from his tally from the entirety of last term, and that's still with 14 games left to play. Aspas trying to get a second minutes later, linking up with Carreira. The Celta captain was only able to hit it wide of the goal after hitting it first time. Osasuna kept on pushing, and having made many subs in the final 10 minutes, one of those subs, Jose Arnaiz, almost got an equaliser. A good ball in from Peña, but he was denied after a first-time hit by Guaita. The final score at the Abanca Balaidos was Celta 1, Osasuna 0, thanks to another winner from Iago Aspas.